Combined security operatives kill 67 bandits, rescue 25 victims in Bauchi. Police arrest 38 suspected kidnappers. Robbers recover 14 rifles in Niger. Abuja passengers groan as fuel prices increase. And away from Nigeria, 900 Israelis, 700 Palestinians killed in renewed offensive. These are the headlines on Trust TV News Update. I am Ayuba Ila. Thanks for joining. Combined security forces have neutralized 67 bandits and rescued more than 25 victims in captivity around Lere Forest of Tafawa Balewa local government area of Bauchi State. The second Lere, Jamilu Bawa, disclosed this to the state governor and service chiefs during an on-the-spot assessment visit to the affected communities in the area. Trust TV's Adamu Imam was there during the visit.
Armed banditry has continued in some parts of Bauchi State, with Tafawa Balewa local government area not spared. The Circle Lere says the success recorded in the area is as a result of collaborative efforts among security agencies with hunters and vigilante groups in the area. He further explained that the operatives engaged bandits in gun duels several times. Security personnel always support us, and this led to the killing of 67 kidnappers that usually block our major roads. We also rescue more than 28 in the hands of captives, waiting for ransom of 10, 20 to 30 million naira before they were to be released. This happened without paying a penny to the bandits. We thank the police and the governor for the support we get from them. The state governor, Bala Mohammed, appreciated the courage exhibited by the security men and supported them with 10 million naira cash and 30 motorcycles. He appealed to federal government to support the fight against bandits.
We are calling on the federal government to also support us. The fact that we are keeping quiet does not mean that we are all hale and hearty. We are taking the brunt. As they are working on the side of terrorism, we are getting the backlash. And that is why, because we are surrounded by 7 states, we are a gateway to prosperity and we are also a gateway of criminality. Our security agencies are overstretched, that we are working together with minimal support. I will definitely make a case to the federal government. Whatever support they are giving my colleagues in the Northwest to come and give us here.
The State Commissioner of Police, Awal Mohammed, emphasized the need for synergy between security agencies and called for more efforts in tackling any form of insecurity in the state.
I want to reassure the state governor and all stakeholders in this issue of security, as it concerns all of us, that we will try to continue to maintain a peaceful environment, and we assure all the stakeholders equally that we'll continue to do our best.
Adami Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
Troops of Operation Safe Haven on Operation Hakorin Damisa 4 have arrested 13 criminal suspects in connection with kidnapping, prison break, and cattle rustling. The operation also said that it has recovered arms, ammunition, and illicit drugs in various operations. According to the spokesperson of the operation, Captain Oya James, he said that the arrested 3 prison escapees include Chekirmak Tapir, Semankong Tapir, and Swarong Tapir. The tactical team of the operation had arrested a notorious kidnapper, Buba Ibrahim, at Tildem Fulani village in Toro, local government area of Bauchi State, and recovered 1 Beretta pistol, adding that troops recovered a total of 279 cows and 6 sheep for farms destruction across Bokos, Mangu, Riom, and Zango Kataf local government areas of Plateau and Kaduna states, respectively. A total of 13 arrests were effected, 4 victims rescued from kidnappers, 1 cattle rustler arrested, 7 drug peddlers nabbed, 2 attacks on vulnerable communities deterred within the period, and 23 distress calls promptly responded to. The operation, however, assured the good people of Plateau, Bauchi and Southern Kaduna of maximum protection and continued prompt response to all distress calls with a view to protecting lives and property, which remained paramount and foremost in the force's mission mandate. In a similar vein, the Niger State Police Command has paraded 38 suspects in connection with banditry, kidnapping, armed robbery and other crimes in the state. The police spokesperson in the state, DSP Wasiu Abiodun, who paraded them at the command's headquarters in Minna, the state capital, said that the 14 rifles of different were also recovered. The report.
Among the suspects was 30-year-old Salisu Ibrahim, also known as Babalia, a resident of Gidigori in Rafi local government, who claimed to be a member of a bandit group that kidnapped passengers of Niger State Transport Authority (NSA) on February 15, 2021, and pupils of Salisu Tanko Islamia School Tegina in Rafi local government on May 30, 2021. These, the suspects confessed, were among other operations in Zungeru, Kagara, Yakila, as well as cattle rustling activities around Bangui and its environs. The suspect was said to have confessed that he was part of Ali Kachala camp for 2 years before moving to work with Dogo Gide, a notorious bandit kingpin in Shiro local government area of Niger State, where he spent 1 year participating in series of attacks.
On 24 September 2023 at about 07:30 hours, based on incredible intelligence on incident of kidnapping, armed robbery around Beji, Kunu, and Zungeru Beji Road within Boso, Wushishi, and Shiroro local government areas of Niger State. Police operatives attached to crack squad with local vigilantes were mobilized to these areas, and one of the notorious bandits named Mohammed Bello, aka Burusa, 31 years of Beji, was arrested, and during interrogation, suspect confessed to series of armed robberies along Beji Zungeru Road. During investigation, Musa Nagoma confessed that he was a cattle rearer to a man at Gitamangoro, and because he had a problem with the man, he invited others to kidnap his boss for ransom. The same syndicate equally confessed to kidnapping of a woman and her daughter at senior quarters in Mekunkele, in which a ransom of 1.5 million naira was collected before they were being released.
Other suspected kidnappers arrested were Mudi Mohammed of Garatu village, who led 5 other members of his group of 5 kidnappers to kill one Shakolo in Garatu, Boso local government, among other kidnappings they carried out. The one I could remember was the one I went out with Ali Kachala to rescue cattle, and we had the encounter with soldiers. We killed 9 soldiers, and soldiers killed 8 of our members. Also paraded was a 20-year-old vigilante Usman Yaya, who reportedly killed an Okada man in Mokwa and attempted to steal his motorcycle before he was arrested by the police. Abiodun said out of the 38 suspects arrested for various offenses including banditry, kidnappings, armed robbery, among others, 7 had already been charged to court, while 28 others were still undergoing investigation. He said during the operations, 1 AK-49 rifle, 2 AK-47 rifles with 14 live ammunition, 1 locally fabricated AK-47 rifle, 1 pump-action rifle, 1 locally made revolver gun, 6 locally made guns, and 2 AK-47 magazines were recovered. Other items recovered were 1 Toyota Corolla vehicle, 16 bags of suspected India hemp, and 264 wraps of suspected India hemp. Abubakar Akote, Trust TV News, Minna.
Justice Ibironke Harrison of the Lagos State High Court, sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square, has sentenced a suspended police officer, ASP Drambi Vandi, to death by hanging on January 16. The Lagos State government arraigned Vandi before the court for allegedly shooting to death a 41-year-old pregnant lawyer at the Aja Underbridge checkpoint on December 25, 2022. Trust TV's Aishat Momo reports.
Justice Ibironke Harrison of the Lagos State Court, sitting at Tafawa Balewa Square, while sentencing Assistant Superintendent of Police, ASP Drambi Vandi, to death by hanging, found him guilty on counts 1 preferred against him noting that the offense was contrary to Section 223 of the Criminal Law of Lagos State. While speaking with journalists after the verdict on Monday, the Director of Public Prosecution, Babajide Martins, thanked the Lagos State government for providing an enabling environment to see the prosecution through. The Secretary of the Subcommittee, constituted by the Nigeria Bar Association, Abiye Tam George, said the judgment was beautifully delivered, adding that the judge did exactly what she was sworn in to do.
Beautifully well delivered judgment are just taking place. The NBA has been at the forefront. Immediately we were informed of this tragedy. We had done everything humanly possible, contacting the commissioner of police. We contacted the AG, the Attorney General, and we did everything. We have been at the house of the deceased. We have consoled and we have done everything to ensure that the family that is bereaved find succor.
We believe that this is a step to cushion the effects on the family members, because at the end of the day, it cannot replace a loved one, but it is a step in the right direction because justice has been served, justice has been ensured, and every person knows that if you commit a crime, there is a consequential result, which is the punishment towards that crime. Thank you.
Meanwhile, the defense counsel, Adetokunbo Odutola, says he will determine the next line of action after getting a certified true copy of the judgment.
So when we read the judgment, we know what step. You would also hear when she said, when I asked for a copy of the judgment, and my Lord says she knows we want to move forward. It's not yet over until it is over.
The Lagos State government had on January 16 arraigned Assistant Superintendent of Police ASP Drambi Vandi before the court for allegedly shooting to death a 41-year-old pregnant lawyer at the Ajah Underbridge checkpoint on December 25, 2022.
Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, NNPCL, Mele Kyari, says there is no supply challenge that will warrant the return of long queues to fuel stations. Kyari, who spoke with newsmen at the State House in Abuja on Monday, refuted claims that fuel subsidy had returned to the country through the back door. Kendi Amodu reports.
It has been very difficult for Nigerians to adjust to the removal of fuel subsidy. So when they see queues returning to some petrol stations, they get alarmed. But the group CEO of the NNPCL believes there is no cause to worry.
There is no challenge. Supply is robust. We have over 1.4 billion liters of product in our hands, both marine and land. And also that there are no issues around delivery of those products into the land. So there is no fear, nothing to bother about.
So why are there queues at some fueling stations?
There are a number of blockages on our road, crossing products from the southern depots into the northern part of the country. And it takes a much longer time than they do now. They have to reroute the trucks around many locations for them to be able to reach. And that created delays, and that created some supply. Gabada has been filled, and we do not see any of such problems again.
Kyari insists that the petroleum sector is fully deregulated, which is why petroleum marketers are now pricing their products competitively.
The full deregulation that we have in this sector, marketers are now competing amongst themselves. So one, you must have noticed some fuel stations will reduce price by 2 naira and 3 naira. So customers will naturally run to the places where you have that reduction in prices. But we're also happy that the market forces are now playing out and marketers are competing. And of course, there are a few issues we're engaging them to resolve alongside other agencies of government.
The most important question to answer is if fuel subsidy has returned through the back door.
I told you there is no subsidy whatsoever. We are recovering our full cost from the products that we import. We sell to the market. We understand why the marketers are unable to import. We hope that they do this very quick, and this is some of the intervention government is doing. There's no subsidy.
While government struggles to stabilize fuel pricing, the NNPCL Group CEO admits that the task would be a lot easier if there is a stable foreign exchange market. From State House, Abuja, Kendi Amodu, Trust TV News.
Now, since the implementation of the fuel subsidy removal, residents, especially drivers and travelers, have been facing difficulties occasioned by the increase in the price of PMS, popularly called petrol. In this report, Kabir Lawal speaks with operators of different parks in the FCT and brings us their take.
Kano. The removal of fuel subsidy has made transportation costs to increase, a situation most residents consider as unfortunate. The National Union of Road Transport Workers, NURTW in Abuja, says it has been receiving complaints from passengers on the continued increase in transportation fares, adding that parks have also been affected.
Affecting is just a small gram damage the business. So since it removed the subsidy, all things are not the same. The places they normally go that kind 12,000 naira or 12 or 15 have raised to, I can say, double. So it affects business, it affects economy, cost of living. Way be of 18, we normally collect something of 5,000 naira, has gone up to 10,000 naira.
Things have already changed in the park and not the way it used to be. We are not finding it funny at all. Whenever we tell travelers the cost of transportation, they will just change their mind and most of them go back to their houses. It is rather unfortunate for us now, and we beg the people in government to come to our aid. Drivers on their part further explain that aside the increase of PMS, prices of spare parts have also increased due to the removal of fuel subsidy in the country.
Passenger now, even we take them, see the money we carry, then we say, why be so? We say na fuel, then we send to concern them, and then know how we go do. We go press ourselves to carry them like that, because we don't know how we go do. If we leave them, then we'll still suffer, then we'll run go house.
Passengers at the park also complain that the transportation fares keep increasing, a situation they said is unfortunate.
It has really been bad, really, because I'm a student and we used to take it before at the rate of 1,500, 2,000 naira. But now I have to pay 5,500 just to go to Kogi. That is just, it's not about to 3 hours.
The money I am using now for my transport fares is not encouraging. I used to buy my wares at a very low price, but now it has gone up and has actually affected my sale. Times are hard and we are calling on the government to do the needful.
Both drivers and passengers are calling on the government to do the needful to enable businesses thrive in the country. Kabir Lawal, Trust TV News, Abuja.
You're watching the news update on Trust TV. Coming up shortly. Parents lament high cost of school fees, education materials. Details and more after the break.
It was never a consensus. We did all our best. You see, in politics, you give your contribution to the best of your ability.
If you want, I'll forward to you this statement. You go to this bank and verify.
But there are people who say not spending money is not about you in itself.
Let me finish.
Because there's so much to be done.
Let me finish. Now, you don't allow me to explain myself.
The recent development shows abductions are now a factor of informants embedded in community.
It's not about the people of Katsina to say that, no, during my administration I was able to stop insecurity. No. It's about collective responsibility for all of us.
And what we should ask ourselves is not what has been seen, is the life better? Are there more people who are unemployed who are not become employed? Is the level of corruption has gone down? Is there inclusion? All those issues.
We're actually a gas country with associated oil. Our focus has always been on oil, that we have never paid significant attention to gas.
To do it effectively, we need to have honest conversation with ourselves. Government needs to come down from its higher horse and communicate with the people and build trust.
There must be a solution. We cannot continue this way. They must come back to the table and agree. So whose child will do deny education? All these children that sit for jam, they want to go to higher institutions.
But just a short while ago you were saying that why bring 10 children when you cannot cater for them? So why bring more universities when you cannot cater for the existing?
Thanks for saying you're watching the news update on Trust TV. Let's take a look at the top stories. Combined security operatives kill 67 bandits, rescue 25 victims in Bauchi. Police arrest 38 suspected kidnappers. Robbers recover 14 rifles in Niger. Elsewhere, members of Kano State House of Assembly have donated 1.5 million naira to the commercial tricycle rider who returned missing 18 million naira to the owner. Honoring the young man on the floor of the House, Speaker of the State Assembly, Jibrin Falgore, says that the House has also prayed to the government to sponsor his education. Trust TV's Idris Jibrin reports.
Awalu Dambaba arrived to the Assembly in company of his parents to be honored by the state lawmakers, following his sincerity and returned the sum of 18 million naira to a passenger who forgot the money in his tricycle. In addition to 1.5 million naira, Awalu was equally presented with a commendation letter by the Speaker on behalf of the House.
Mr. Speaker, this is the day. And I want to tell Nigerians, we in Kano, all the Hausa Fulani people, Muslims, we are sincere, we are great, we are more honorable. We can do anything to safeguard our dignity and to protect the dignity of our citizens. This is a good example shown by a northerner, Hausa man.
A House member representing Dogwa Salisu Ibrahim, who sponsored the motion that led to this honor, says the House is particularly proud to be associated with the tricycle rider who displayed honesty and sincerity despite his economic status.
Yes, this is the type of brand we have. This is some people are celebrating their own. They are singers, they are dancers, they are whatever, artists and others. Yes. So let's celebrate our own. We are celebrating honesty. This is what we have. You can call us anything, but yes, they slept without food. And he has the belief that poverty is not a passport to dishonesty.
It is equally expected that the Kano state government will sponsor Awalu's education, who reportedly dropped out of secondary school on account of financial problems. Idris Jibrin, Trust TV News, Kano.
The current economic hardship in Nigeria has taken a toll on the education sector, with tuition fees increment and hike in prices of textbooks and stationeries, among other things. In Osun State, residents lamented that the current economic situation has incapacitated most parents from paying school fees of their children. Hamid Oegbade reports.
The current economic hardship in Nigeria poses serious challenge to the nation's educational development. Many parents are finding it difficult to pay school fees, buy school uniform, textbooks, and stationeries, among other items needed to retain their wards in school. Parents are lamenting that schools are increasing tuition fees at a time that their businesses suffer setback after the removal of the fuel subsidy.
Me as a parent, it's not been easy, honestly. And like last time now, their school fees was like 10,000 naira. And this time, it's like 15,000 naira. See the difference. It's somehow costly. And stock of the textbooks, it's somehow sharp.
It's not easy at all, but we don't have choice. We need to send our children back to school. The economy is hard, everything is too expensive. Likewise, now the school payment has been increased. The school fees has been increased.
Like me now, I'm a single mother. So I'm the one sponsoring my son by myself. So the school fees is quite more expensive. Like assuming like last week like this, I paid like almost like 117,000 naira for just 7-year-old son.
A financial expert, David Awotikpe, advised parents on budgeting and planning according to their earnings to avoid needless financial burden so as to cater for the education of their children.
Schools are getting more on the increase, the fees are getting more on the increase, coupled with the fact that you need to pay for Some schools need to pay for new uniform, new textbook, and the tuition fee. So the best advice is for people to pay according to their pockets, and you just have to adjust your finances. I'm so too sure that the financial situation in the country for now is not as expected, and the best bet for now is for everyone to cut your finances according to your ability.
An educationist, Olayinka Ramata Karim, said indigent students could leverage on scholarship opportunities and that parents could also opt for instrumental payment of tuition fees.
The economic situation is so unbearable for many parents and stakeholders, sponsors of students. So in particular, what Fountain University is doing is to make payment of school fees very very easy for the parents.
Given the importance of education to national development, government at all levels are expected to address impediments to learning and facilitate access to education for children and young adult Nigerians. Amid Oyegbade, Trust TV News, Oshogbo.
And away from Nigeria, death toll in renewed offensive stands at 704 Palestinians in Gaza and more than 900 people in Israel as the Palestinian Ministry of Health calls for a safe corridor to ensure the entry of urgent medical aid into Gaza's hospitals. Israel continues bombardment of the Gaza Strip overnight, hitting presidential buildings. The bombing came after Israel announced a total blockade on Gaza, including a ban on admitting food and fuel. Such a siege by the Israeli army with the intent to starve a population is a war crime under United Nations statutes. Hamas' surprise attack on Saturday came after Israeli settlers stormed the Al-Aqsa Mosque compound in recent days, and a record number of Palestinians were killed by Israel in recent months. And that's a wrap on the news update. You can watch more via all our social media platforms and also on our YouTube live stream. I am Ayuba Ile. Thanks for watching.